What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so it's time to get another tier 2, and Luke Cage is up for the advancement today, so let's go ahead and take a look at him before we tier 2 him. For his skills, we do have his third skill leveled up to get that increase to physical defense when you pop it. Besides that, we don't really have any of the other skills leveled up. His isolate set, I am also Groot on him, which is nice because you do want him to pretty much just tank damage, because the main purpose of Luke Cage here is going to be the physical reflect. So anything you can do to keep him alive a little bit longer is going to be helpful. I am also Groot also gives him a little bit of attack-based stats as well, and I do like that it gives him some recovery rates on the set itself, so you do get a little extra boost from the heal itself. So it's a good option, but probably something like binary power I think is also a very good option, because that does have recovery rate on it as well if you do like a recovery on the obelisk. If you don't have recovery on that, then I'd go with drastic density enhancement. Those are probably the top three for him are going to be, I'd say, drastic density enhancement, then I am also Groot, and then probably binary power or something along those lines. And as you can see here, my custom gear does have a heal on it as well, so that's also why I do like having that little bit of extra recovery rate from the isolate set. We have ignore defense, some cold resist, which, you know, is just there because, and then we have a 20% heal when below 50% HP, so we do have a really nice heal on this obelisk, so I'm quite happy to put this on Luke Cage. But of course you can always go with invincibility, because he will still reflect that damage back. So either one is going to work out. I just decided to go with the healing because I had a good 20% obelisk here and I didn't know who else to give it to, so it's going to be on Luke Cage for now. But anyway, that's going to be the obelisk here, and then yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and get him to tier 2. So we have a Power Man here, and it gives him decreased all damage received by 30% and reflect 100% of physical damage received up to 150% of the max attack, and it enhances the skill Unbreakable. Should probably see what that actually enhances it to. So we have Unbreakable is passive here, which is a 10%, so we have all sorts of heals going on here. A 10% max HP recovery, 25% rate when hit. So when he gets hit, it happens once basically for the fight, because it's a 60-second cooldown. That's a long time. So let's go ahead and see what that changes to once we advance him. So let's go ahead and pop the advancement here. We're going to do that naturally since he is a half off tier 2 as well, which is nice. So there we go. He is promoted to tier 2. So let's go ahead and back out here and see what that actually changed for his tier 2, or for his tier 2 for his 4-star passive. So now instead of a 25% chance, it is now a 50% chance, and then it is a 20% heal instead of a 10% heal, and it is for 30 seconds instead of 60 seconds. So that's really nice. Basically doubled all of the beneficial effects and then cut the time in half. So that's a really good boost for his 4-star passive. Quite happy with that. So now I have 3 heals on Luke Cage here, which, I mean, I don't mind having it on him, but it's probably not advised to have 3 heals on the character, because you can, they can kind of override each other a little bit here. Well, actually, no, I don't think really the heals will override each other, but you're going to just, they could proc kind of like at the same time. Like, I could be below 50% HP, my obelisk will kick in, but I'm also getting hit, so I'll get a double heal right there for 40% and just pop me back up. And then I've got to wait for the cooldown to go on here. So I foresee Luke Cage healing quite a bit. So let's go ahead and try him out now that he's tier 2'd. Alright, so here we are at today's preferred world boss. We have Quicksilver. So this will be a perfect test for Luke Cage here, because he does have type advantage, and also Quicksilver is a physical attack dealer, so that'll work out perfectly. We're going to go ahead and use his own leadership, which is the chance to become immune to physical damage, lasts for 12 seconds on a 40-second cooldown. Which is nice because he gets that little bit of boost from his uniform, opposed to, as you can see, Jessica Jones here, which is 100% chance for damage or physical damage immunity for 10 seconds on a 45-second cooldown. So it's a little bit better. Luke Cage is 12 seconds, and then you cut down 5 seconds here from the cooldown, so not too bad. For the team up bonuses here, we have Iron Fist team up with Luke Cage, which is the one of the very few team-ups that give you 3 bonuses for using it. We have skill cooldown, ignore defense, crit rates. Then we have some all attack max HP. The max HP is really nice for Luke Cage. That's also something you can try to get on his obelisk, is recovery or max HP is going to be very good for him, on top of like the invincibility or a heal or something like that. Then we have all defense. Again, all defense is also really nice. The skill cooldown, I'm already at max, so I don't necessarily need these all skill cooldowns, but the defense is nice. So we're going to go ahead and jump in with just the dodge ignore strikers and see how well Luke Cage can do here and see how much healing he can do. Alright, well, here we go. Let's go ahead and buff ourselves up a little bit. Have Jessica Jones throw out that car for us to kick. We are immune to damage right now, or physical damage at least. Let's go ahead and kick another car at him, or a taxi. Dang it, he dodged the taxi. Alright, so our health has not moved yet. But we had our leadership go off, so that is to be expected. So far, he's tanking very well, but that's because, like I said, Quicksilver is a physical damage dealer, so he should be able to tank this, tank these hits pretty well. We did get a heal right there. That must have been from his 4-star passive. And then, there we go. Now we're taking some damage. So let's see that obelisk heal, or maybe the ISO heal from the I am also Groot. See what kind of numbers we see from that. Okay, we had the leadership proc again, so it looks like it's been 40 seconds already. So it is a little bit of a longer fight here. Oh, there we go. What was that? 3,600 we healed for. So that's pretty nice. So that means the obelisk and the I am also Groot, anytime that those proc, we're going to get about 3,600 health back. So that's really nice. Alright, so as you can see there, Luke Cage was able to tank all of that very well, because he doesn't really have any iframes, so he was pretty much just taking all of that damage, and yeah, doing very well with it. So that decreased damage received, and then the reflect damage, and just his overall defense itself, because you can boost his physical defense just from his 3rd skill, makes him a very tanky character, so he's a very good option, of course, when fighting any physical damage dealers, so in Shadowlands, world bosses, and of course in PvP. PvP is where he shines with that reflect, so you want to use him against any physical damage dealer, and he should be able to take care of him quite easily. So I'm happy to finally add Luke Cage here to my roster. It's been quite a while that I've been wanting to tier 2 him. I just have not got around to it, and yep, now I finally did, so I can go ahead and try him out in Conquest and a few other things, and just add him to my Shadowland rotation for if I just feel like having fun on one of the floors and trying out a different character. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.